Hello and welcome to the Katie Parrott Makes podcast, video podcast. I don't know what we want to call this channel. I'm Katie Parrott. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. As you can see, we're starting in my kitchen, which automatically sets like kind of a different tone, a different vibe. And I don't really know exactly what this video is going to be like because I have signed up for a destash market. It's being held by a local hand dyer, yarn shop owner, studio owner. I'm sorry, you're going to be able to hear the dishwasher going. I feel like that's going to be emblematic of this whole video, frankly. Yes, so Bombed Yarns are hosting this destash market, and I thought great opportunity to kind of dig into my heinous craft room and try and clear the way, clear the decks, make it more functional. And I thought maybe you could come along. So I'm going to try and film as much as I can in like practical chunks of me going through like my yarn, my fiber, my patterns, kind of anything that I think might be fine for the market. Depending on when I post this, like how long it takes me, I might just do all of this in one. So do all the destashing and then I might vlog the market a little bit and then it's like sum it up at the end. I think we'll just do all in one video. So that's going to be this. And if this is not your cup of tea at all, because it's pretty chatty and a bit weird and a bit like whatever, that's fine. You know, no pressure to watch. See you next time. But those who just want to stick around, maybe it'll be fun. Who knows? Let's do it. One of the things that I wanted to do for this market was over the last few years with pregnancy, postpartum, life, my size has changed. Enough that most of my old sewing patterns have been cut to the wrong size, as in like they're too small for me, lol, basically. They're too small for me and they take up a lot of space. And what I thought I might do is take them, write the size on them with the measurements that they're cut to, and then do like a 3 for $5 or something at this market, because there's no point in holding on to patterns that are cut to the wrong size. Like that's honestly, I think that's just really silly. Because yeah, like maybe I'll be this size again, in which case I can just cut them to that size then, you know what I mean? But for like example, this is a Muna and Broad. This is the A-Trax top. I recently recut this and made it in I think size like J, and this is size F, which like there's quite a big difference between those two. So there's really no point in keeping it when someone else, you know, can benefit from it. And I was tossing up whether that's like a weird thing to do or not. I think it's okay. I don't know. It's what I'm going to do. Anyway, I am going through each one though, because some of them, like, I'm pretty sure that this one, the Granger coat, but see, like some of them I'm like, would it fit? Would it not fit? And at that point I'm like, oh, just get rid of it. Just get rid of it, because I'll hesitate every time I go to make it. And reprinting them is just not that hard. It is truly not that hard. And then rather than having like a huge tub taking up space that I don't have, hopefully some people, like hopefully these will fit some people and they can enjoy them. And if not, like I'll probably just chuck them. I have to be completely honest, like they're just paper. It's not the end of the world. They can be recycled. But if you're coming to the market and you're roughly like an Australian size 22, 24, I will have lots of patterns in your size that you could buy if you wanted. And some of them I'm just going to throw out because I don't really feel like I need them anymore. Some that I have that I will be keeping are things like my Lucy robe instructions. I still wear this robe. It fits great. Or like apron, some tote bags I pulled out before. And I'd actually gone through these not that long ago and pulled out a bunch of things. Like I think some of these are like, this is a kid's dress, so I'll keep that. And I think this is a kid's dress too. Yes, I'll keep those. I appear to have cut the Jackie trouser from By Hand London in the same size twice. Cool. Hopefully there are 2 people who wear the size UK 26 who would really like to buy the Jackie trouser. So why I'm writing down the item and the size is what I'll probably do is go in and print out the page that has the sizing info for each one, and I might just stick it to the front so that when the person is, like, people are looking through, it's really easy for them to know if the garment, like, if it's gonna, the pattern is gonna fit them, because obviously if it's not, then there's no point. After pants, still some of my favorites. I will be keeping you. Okay. So this is all my Munit and Broad patterns, and then we'll keep going. I've still got quite a lot to go through. I have a lot of Saturday Pattern Co. And I know for a fact that this one is too small because I went to put on the sagebrush that I had made from this the other day, and it was too small. So that's an easy way to know. And you know, of course you can dwell on it, and like changing size is really hard, but I see this kind of like how you shouldn't keep things in your wardrobe that don't currently fit you. Why would I keep patterns that don't currently fit me? Because I can always reprint and recut them, which I have done. A lot of these Munit and Broad ones, I have currently got, like I can see them over there on my pattern shelf, cut to the size that fits me right now. So even though part of me is like, oh gosh, like what a depressing activity, I think it's also, I'm really glad that it's something I'm doing, and that doing the destash market has kind of pushed me into doing as a bit of a sanity saver. Honestly, get them out, clear the way for patterns that actually fit me, and if I end up fitting back into a size that I have like since gotten rid of, well then, like, who cares? That doesn't matter. But my own sanity right now is far, far more important. I cannot find what size I've cut anywhere. Pull out one of the big pattern pieces. I feel like I have sizing on there. Maybe I highlighted what size I wear. Some of them, like my Zadie jumpsuit, are so busted up because I've made so many versions of this jumpsuit that I don't actually think that the pattern is in good enough nick that I feel comfortable selling it. But this is reminding me that I really want to make another Zadie, because what a great pattern. Maybe I'll keep, no, let's just not be ridiculous. Small. I'm honestly keeping more than I thought. I was fully prepared for this to be just like a complete write-off, and that I was going to be getting rid of like every single pattern that I own, but it's actually turning out not to be that way, which is honestly quite nice. No, wrong direction. I'm bored of this activity now. You know when you're like over halfway through and you're just like, I don't want to do it anymore. Actually, thanks. I'd like to opt out now. But I mean, you can't stop. You can't leave. Not when we're this close to being finished. So you'll continue. Let's pull out everything that's left. Let's just, okay. Oh, I love that tote bag. Okay, we're so close. Let's continue. Say what you will about Stylark patterns, and I have plenty that I would say about Stylark patterns. I do appreciate that they have like the sizing legend on each pattern piece. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. That's too damn bad. Now, when I print out patterns and I cut them, I actually write not only what it is, but like what size I've cut. And if I had always done that, that would make this exercise a lot easier. So something to consider for your like pattern storage, depending on how you store them. It might be good to write what size you've cut. Look at that, I have a pair of these and I think they still fit me. We're done. 2 big bags of patterns to add to my market stall. They'll be 3 for $5, I think, which is very cheap, but I'm gone. I don't want to take anything back with me. So I'd prefer that I sold them for cheap and sold them than had them priced higher than that and not, you know what I mean? Some other bits and bobs I've accumulated. I have this cheapy set of circular needles. I must have bought it, but I truly don't know why I would have done that. So I'll be getting rid of those. A couple of pattern books, magazines, that sort of thing. I have an issue of Pom Pom that I actually accidentally bought 2 of. So hopefully someone will want to grab that because it's a great addition. I just don't need 2 of them. I've already gone through some of my yarn. I have these from Louie and Lola, which are so beautiful, but they don't spark any inspiration for me. Like when I look at my yarn, I can see the like kinds of projects that I might want to make. And this is this fascinating, it's called Cobblestone, and it is a superwash merino 10% nylon. It's 400 meters in 100 grams. So I think it would knit up like a fingering weight, but it's got all the little slubbing. And I just don't know how I would use it. I particularly don't know how I would use 2 skeins of a single color, which is what I've got. I think this was a bit of an impulse buy. So hopefully it can bring someone else's yarn stash some joy, and someone else will see it and just know exactly what to do with it. Couple of balls of Bendigo. This is 5-ply. 5-ply classic burnt orange. So these are 200-gram balls, which are approximately 580 meters. So this is a sweater quantity, I would say, just about. I just don't really knit with 5-ply. And I don't remember what I would have purchased it for because of the fact that I don't knit with 5-ply. I do have some other 5-ply I'm keeping in my stash, but it's for a specific project. Like I would normally purchase 8-ply because I make a lot of 8-ply DK weight projects. So not sure what I was thinking there. And again, hopefully someone will enjoy getting some of that Bendigo. I have a bunch of the Spotlight brand 4 Seasons half and half in this kind of browny grey colour. These are 100 gram. They're 50% acrylic, 50% wool, and 100 grams is 160 meters. So I think that would make it probably like a worsted weight 10-ply would be my guess. So I have 5 balls in the brownie colour and 3-ish balls in the black. I also have this little project tote, which is not really my taste, so I might actually take this along as well and see if anyone wants it, because then it's also handy storage on the day for like taking stuff with me there and even like kind of displaying it, to be honest. I've never been to like a destash type market, so I've been struggling to know what is going to be a reasonable price for stuff, and I guess I'll find out on the day really whether, you know, my best guess is correct or not. I have some more Spotlight Motivera Daisy. This is 100 grams, 385 meters per ball. It's like mostly acrylic, a bit of nylon, 12% of mohair, 23% glitter, 6% superwash wool, which at that point I'm like, why bother even putting the wool in? From memory, when I knitted it up, it like the fluff meant it knitted up at sort of a 10-ply-ish. So I have 3 balls, which should make a garment just about for somebody. Oh, my little girl is up. And that's what I've done thus far. Destash continues. My daughter is eating her lunch just off camera. So if you hear weird noises, it's either that or the dog or the wind. I got given some boxes of sewing supplies from the mother of a friend kind of. She dropped them off because her kids are kind of all grown and I haven't had a chance to sit down and go through them. And I thought this might be a really good chance. So there's a bunch of like, I think it's mainly sewing patterns, but there might be some knitting patterns in here. I'm not honestly 100% sure, that she thought I might want. So like cute little dolls and then a ton of these magazines. And she said that some of the patterns do get like a little repetitive, like because she had so many of them. So I was kind of like, okay, I probably don't need all of them. And she thought that too when she gave them to me. And I think taking what I don't want to the destash market is probably like a nice way to spread the love, you know? So I guess I'm just gonna scroll through. I think this one's gonna be kind of hard. I mean, she said that they're quite vintage, but I mean, kids' patterns are kind of vintage, you know? How many ways are there to make a pair of kids' pants or tops or whatever? And I mean, she's kept these in great condition. She's got all of the pattern pieces still. I mean, aren't these just great? Like, look at that. I mean, that's the sort of stuff you'd buy from Goldie and Ace, like right now. Okay, maybe I'll keep that one. This is gonna be the problem though. I'm gonna go through all of them and be like, oh, I'll keep that one. I'll keep that one. The number one kids jumper for 1986. Nice. Nice. Oh, this one's got some cute... What do you think of these patterns, Jun? Oh, some cute, like, baby patterns. Like, super funky. Oh, look at these overalls. I don't know how I'm going to go through these, actually. I'm feeling kind of overwhelmed. This one isn't jumping out to me as much. I'll put that in the maybe pile. Does it say? I mean, some of these are like, this is issue number 3. Oh my God. 1986. You don't want your lunch. Okay, I'd prefer you didn't give it to the dog. I have to be like super honest about that. This one has maternity patterns in it, apparently. I can't imagine they would fit me, but like that's nice. This one has a knitting pattern in it as well. Some of these patterns are super daggy, but some of them are just very, very cute, I have to be honest. You don't want that? You don't want your muffins? Okay. It's so overwhelming figuring out which ones to keep. And I think I've muddled myself up here. That's for keeping. This one is for passing along. Just so you know how many there are, that's how many. And I've gone through 6. Yeah, nom 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 nom. What I wish there was just one page that had like line drawings of all of the patterns. So then I could actually look at... Yeah. So I could actually just look at... Oh, they've kind of got that here for the... Okay. I think we need to swap these. I think this should be... See the trends come back around. Balloon skirts. They're apparently popular now. Not for me, personally. Oh, these are a bunch of Olympics themed ones. What year must this have been from then? It's got like a bunch of sailor outfits, which is quite delightful. Oh my god. Look at these charts. Look at that. Let me see if I can get it. Jesus Christmas. I'm not sure if that's Feral or Intarsia. No, I think it might be Feral. Insane. Are you all done? Are you still going? I see what the woman who gave these to me meant though when she said that like they're really very repetitive, because most of them have got like a pant, an overall, a couple of shirts. God, back in the day when mum would make your ski onesie. God, that's impressive. Yay! Yay! They're all so nautical. What is the obsession? That wind is heckers. Okay, as I'm getting into more of the pages, they've started to do it more like pattern books are now, where like it'll have the picture and then like all of the different patterns on the side. So that does make it a lot easier to decide if it's something that I might actually want. These are cute. Okay, I was just about to say this one must be the 90s because I have pictures of me as a child. I was born in 1994 wearing some garments that look very similar to this, you know, aesthetically. I really like that a lot of them seem to have patterns for like making doll size versions. Oh my god. Here's another insane chart that I think must be Intarsia. Imagine trying to follow that. Man, those like knitters from like the 80s and 90s were built different. I tell you what, they've started having like letters to the editor sections where people can send in pictures of their kids. That is so cute. I mean, they've literally put these photos in a previous edition. So yeah, they very much have duplicates. Oh my god, look at these. Junie's looking. These boys are ready for like the fisherman trend 2025. Yeah, this one's got lots of dolly outfit patterns. You okay, sweet? All right, I think I'm gonna stop filming and try and whiz through these because she's getting impatient. She wants out of her high chair. Remember how I said earlier it would be great if they had the line drawings of all the patterns on one page? Well, by spring 1994, they did. This is very handy. I stand by what I said. I'm glad that they did that because I can like look at a glance and be like, is this stuff that I think I want to make? Maybe for Junie or not. That's very cute overalls. Okay, I'm done going through them. These are the ones I'm keeping. These are the ones I'm taking to the market, which I feel pretty good about as a ratio. Like there's probably like 1/3 that I'm keeping and 2/3 that I'm gonna take to the market for. Again, I'll probably do them like 3 for $5. I think that's pretty fair. And then I won't do this now because Junie is like done. But the lovely lady who gave them to me has also given me 2 full bags of like fabric and scraps and stuff. So go through those another time. Okay, I truly have no idea how this video is editing together. But anyway, we're gonna go through fabric kind of. I don't know if this positioning, ooh, earthquake. All right, I can already see a few things that I think we should pull out. My lord. Boom, first one to go. Had that for so long. Boom, second one to go. Also had that for so long. Oh my lord. All right, now we should probably move into the main section. Oh god. Yep, sure, we'll call that good. I'm overwhelmed. I'm not enjoying this already. Past me stored these with the dimensions. What a good egg past me was. I might try and put some stuff away at the same time. God, who would have thunk that? I would be so organized. Okay, we'll keep going up here. I'm not necessarily expecting to get rid of heaps, but I just thought, like, why not take the opportunity to go through, you know, now's the time. I'm doing a market. So like, let's take this opportunity to go through all the fabric. Some of this, like, I bought before we moved into this house in 2022. I mean, that's how long I've had some of this fabric. So I just think it's worth exploring. And a lot of it, like, this is pretty. There's nothing wrong with it. But I have so many florals in here that have not been used. It's just like, how many blue floral fabrics does one girl need? I would say I've got too many. God, what a mess this space is, honestly. Bit embarrassing, actually. Bit embarrassing. But I don't know, what do you do about it other than what I'm doing right now? But yeah, it's just that realization of like, oh, I've really let this get out of control. I think that should just go in my scrap bag. I'm not getting rid of either of those. Oh, like, look at this. Like, I either need to make something in maroon or I need to stop buying that color. Because, look at this. Okay, this one is a slightly different fabric. It's got kind of like a stripy texture to it. But then like 3 different, but honestly, like, are they different? They kind of look identical. Maroon, I think like linen. I mean, tell me, can you see the difference between these 3? I can't. Like, I genuinely think I've bought the same thing many times over here. Again, mustard yellow linen. So much other like yellow in here. What are we doing? Okay, I'm organizing now. I need to focus. I found more yarn. Good grief. This is some hand dye that I did years ago and I just hate it. I don't know what I was thinking. I basically have hated it like ever since I did it. This is also a hand dye I did years ago, but I think I'm going to keep it because I have a vision. I have a vision for this. I was thinking about it just the other day. And then a bunch of pure wool 8-ply, which I might get rid of too. More room in here. Excellent. Cool. Doing well, I think. Oh my lord.
Go.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that is the destash market done and dusted. I was going to try and vlog a little bit more beforehand and also like during, but honestly, like, it was super busy. And I made a new craft friend. Hi, Rosie, if you ever watch this. She probably won't, but it was great. And I've still got some stuff, but honestly, not much. Like, I reckon I made a couple $100, which can't complain about that for a chill day's work. You know, bit of time hanging out with my kid, bit of time knitting, bit of time chatting. It was lovely. I did make a couple of purchases, but I figure the net like movement into the house versus out of the house is in my favor. So I figured, you know, if I wanted to buy a few things, that was okay. So I will show you those probably when I get home because the car is so hot and I really just want to like have a cold drink and some lunch. So I'll do that. And then I will show you the couple of things I purchased. But yeah, it was fun. It was really fun. Okay, I'm home. I've cooled down a little bit and I've also had some Diet Coke, which I'm sure it can't be good for you even vaguely, but it's so tasty. Okay, I'll quickly show you the things that I purchased at the destash market, lol. Again, I feel pretty happy with what I got. I really think I was honestly pretty restrained. Please, yeah, don't spill. Okay, I don't know what order I'm posting my videos at the moment. I've got like 3 that I'm filming at once, but I did get an e-spinner, which I'm going to get for Christmas, so I don't have it, but I bought a couple of wool
tops. This one is Corriedale Fuchsia, 100 grams. And this one is, I don't know, merino and something, 100 grams in this beautiful, I don't know if you can see, really dark green. I just don't want to take my other bags. Can't be bothered. And then these two Circus Tonic Handmade Pageant DK Twist Extra Fine Superwash Merino. So beautiful pink. I love. So pretty. And because there were two, like I was like, I'm not going to buy any single skeins of anything because, well, actually, there's an exception. I'm not going to buy just like a single beautiful random skein. If I'm buying skeins, they have to have a purpose. Then in what order will I do it? One of the women there had a couple of different skeins of Cascade 220, which is such a classic yarn, isn't it? So here are those two that I purchased. And the reason why I grabbed these is because I've just got a whole bunch of different blues that have like found their way into my collection. Most of them are 8 ply, but some are 10 ply. Obviously, Cascade is 10 ply, but I'm kind of like thinking about doing some kind of stripy mix and match blue jumper, and if it's 10 or 8 ply, you can, whatever, they're close enough. I'm just going to put these back into the plastic bags because I think what I'll do is I am going to freeze all of this stuff, not because I don't trust all of the like lovely women that were there today to have, you know, looked after their stashes and stuff, but like you just never know, and your own yarn stash is not worth the risk of moths when I can just put these in the freezer for 2 weeks and like it's fine. My beautiful new craft friend Rosie had a bunch of cones of mohair. Again, the light is not great, but these ones she got from an op shop, and I specifically do not. Again, she'd like checked them, but I would be so sad to get a moth infestation. I have no idea how much is on any of these. So once they've been frozen, probably what I'm going to do is actually wind them into balls on my ball winder, because then I can weigh them and I can figure out how much I have, because I'll normally measure out like 5 or 10 meters, weigh that, and then do the maths accordingly. But those. And finally, I saw these when I was setting up last night, and I said to the lovely lady who had dyed them that like I needed them to be bought, because if they were there at the end of the market, I was going to buy them. Well, they were there at the end of the market. So these weren't a bargain purchase. Like those were all bargains. These were not bargains. She hand dyes these. They're 85% mohair, 15% wool. I paid $70 for these two, which is 250 grams. I do not know what the yardage is on this, so I will probably have to, like, as I said, like measure out some and weigh it and figure it out. But like, so I'll either do a ghost whisperer with this, or I will hold it with something. I have a light blue 4 ply that I could probably hold this with, and that would look very nice. I'll need to find out how much of this I have, because obviously I can't get more. So whatever I need to make with it, I need to be able to make with what I've got. And that's like hard and fast. So like, honestly, given how much stuff I took, I feel very good about only coming home with this much, you know? I think I took, like, I couldn't even tell you how many boxes of random stuff I took. And then because I was like, no, I'm here, we're gonna strike while the iron's hot, the last random box I had, which had like a bunch of kids pattern magazines, some random embroidery kits, some like decently sized bits of fabric. Like I had a whole bunch of random stuff, and I put it in all in one box, and I drove to the local salvos hoping that they were still accepting donations today, because my local, I don't know if everyone does this, but my local salvos, they do shut off donations when they've like accepted as much as they can accept in a day, but they were still accepting donations. Yay. So struck while the iron was hot, took that box, and so I've got stuff in my car. Like I've got my table and like storage. I've got one small box with like some bits of fabric and some yarn that didn't sell, and that's okay. My new friend Rosie was doing a little collection of stuff to donate to someone on her occupational therapy ward who distributes it in the hospital. So I donated some of the like cheaper Spotlight wool there, and yeah, that's kind of it gone. So I feel great. The craft room is still a hot mess. It is so overwhelming. It's so overwhelming, but I've got another, this is going to be a story for another time, but I have been doing these big organizational / decluttering sessions with a professional organizer. She's amazing. And
I'm going to do one in my craft room. We're going to spend like a whole 6-hour block in there and get it functional for me. But in the interim, I will try and make it nice too. So anyway, we've gone off topic. The destash market was a success. Sarah and Jess at Bombed Yarns, brilliant idea, brilliant initiative. If you're in the Hobart, Southern Tas area, they are planning to run them again because it was pretty successful. So yeah, I'll put all their details in the video description, and so you can go follow along, subscribe to their newsletter, whatever, if you want to be notified when like future ones might be. But yes, for now, I think that's me signing off. I truly have no idea what this video is going to be like. This is so funny at the end. I'm like, this is going to be a weird one to edit. Frankly, shout out to the girl who said hi to me who watches the podcast. Hi. It was so cool to meet someone who watches in real life. How dope is that? All right, I'm done. Bye.